Hello, and welcome to the Godplane, Episode 8, Folly and the Fallen. Ozum, Willie, Nabi. You step into a mist portal, and before you even blink the haze from your eyes, you realize you're not yourselves. You each look through foreign eyes at an aged man slumped on an onyx throne. His hair, still more black than silver, comes to a dramatic widow's peak before falling straight past his shoulders. His elbows rest on the arms of the chair, and the ends of his long fingers are laced together, as his eyes, black flecks of night itself, stare distantly at nothing. His shoulders slump, as if the weight of the world has settled upon him. Willie, Nabi, make me a perception check.
You got it.
8.
Let me see. 9.
You just see black eyes, but Ozum, you don't have to roll. You know who this is, and you've seen those eyes yourself countless times. His eyes aren't just black, they're smoking, with faint tendrils of purple wisps coming from them occasionally. You all see this man was once handsome, his jaw strong, his nose elegant, but now he looks defeated. His cheeks have distinct hollows, and dark purple-black rings have gathered beneath his eyes. Ozum, you look upon the Supreme, your once sovereign lord, the man who created the Butcher of Vessal. A fourth person stands along the east wall, speaking, motioning to a large map that spans basically that entire wall of the room. Her tone is measured and calm, but you can all see the excitement in her eyes as she outlines the new plan to crush New Caldara, the fledgling makeshift capital of Caldara, which sprang up after you and your men destroyed the old one, Ozum. You know her. It's Gaia, the Supreme's Minister of War, a fearsome human whose mind for strategy is rivaled only by her thirst for blood. You also recognize, in the way you do in dreams, Nabi standing beside you, but she's in the body of Galen, the half-elf spy mistress in charge of the Supreme's impressive stable of both spies and assassins. And Ozum, you're looking through the eyes of Crudiel Bagul, the hulking copper dragonborn who spent decades as the Supreme's personal bodyguard. But you don't recognize the Earth Genasi that Willie is. The woman continues on as you look in this space. Do you all look at each other or try to communicate?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, Navi's kind of like trying to look around and make sense of what's going on.
Ozum does not look away from the Supreme.
We're doing it again. We're in that dream stuff. Willie looks around for the Arakora.
Make a perception check.
Let's see. Oh, 20.
You are very sure that bird is not there.
It's gonna be a boring one, I'm pretty sure.
And just as you say that, Gaia snarls in your direction. Do you mind? She demands as she points at this map. She looks like she's about to continue speaking when the Supreme speaks. His voice is as quiet and as thin as two pieces of rough paper sliding over each other. And yet his voice carries power as he says, "It doesn't matter." Gaia looks at him, shock and disbelief on her face, but you can also see a low simmering rage in her eyes. "What did you say?" Supreme speaks slowly. "It doesn't matter!" He slams one fist onto the arm of his chair and then stands, pacing slowly back and forth, muttering to himself. If you would like to try and pick up on his mutterings, you need to give me a perception check.
Let's do it.
Ooh, I got a 20.
I got an 18.
Also an 18.
So, all three of you can pick up on him, just an angry, gravelly voice that sounds like it hasn't been used much. Wasted. So much time wasted. It's not just one world. How can it be? How can there be more? How many are there? How many worlds must I destroy? And Willie, as he turns his back to pace away, you feel the hand of this body go into your pocket, where it closes around the handle of a dagger that you know to be coated with a fast-acting poison. Roll me an intelligence check.
Oh man, daggers in my brain cell. This is gonna
I
be
know.
great.
It's gonna be fun.
What was it again? Sorry.
Give me intelligence.
Okay.
Or wisdom,
Intelligence.
whichever you prefer.
Wisdom. It's not gonna help. Let's do 6. That's what it is.
You get a flash of things, thoughts quickly from this person whose body you are in. Horrible things that this person has done. And it's difficult to comprehend them all, but you realize these are stories that you have heard about your world's history. You're standing in the body of someone who performed these horrible acts that nearly destroyed your country. But you also realize this person put themselves in this situation so that they could be in this room today with this dagger. They have committed atrocious war crimes so that the Supreme would trust them, so that they could stab him in the back today, if possible.
Willie just goes around, looks at Ozum because it's the only association she can think of, and goes, "Something's supposed to happen. I think I'm somebody that does something terrible."
Ozum doesn't answer her and is still just staring down the Supreme.
Are you listening?
Busy
What are you looking
right
at?
now.
She leans over and goes, "I have something bad in my pocket."
Okay.
I think this person's supposed to do something terrible.
Judging from where we are and looking around and the way that one's acting, that would not surprise me today of all days.
But this is still like those other dream things, right? Do I let this ride or do I go for it?
I mean, I don't think influencing the dream world too much is necessarily a good idea, but I mean, you do you. Like, I'm down for whatever. I got your back.
Willie's or Genasi body just starts dancing on both feet, really worried, going, I don't know.
Gaia looks at you, Ozum. What's wrong with him? How long has he been like this? We've got a war. We've almost crushed the Kaldarians.
Ozum says nothing.
Supreme continues to pace, continues to mutter. How many? How many will I have to destroy before they wake? I've got work to do. There's so much work to do before we're free. How much is it going to take to free us all? Willie, make me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Oh, okay. 19.
The Supreme steps up and puts one hand on the arm of his throne, and his back is to you. And you feel this body start to lunge for him, dagger in hand. But you hold it back. Unless you choose not to.
I have a question. Because I just heard, was it Gaia mentioning that they've almost destroyed all the Kaldarans? Those are my people. And they're doing that. Oh, man. Am I right?
Make me not a save, but a wisdom check. Or a
Okey-doke.
history check.
Let's find out. Let me clear that. Roll 15, 16, 17, 18, 19.
This is that unknown leader that you heard about. You are looking at the Supreme, the Sovereign, who crushed most of your world.
I mean, she'd be shocked, she'd be angry, but I just don't think that she has it in her to kill somebody. I think she would schlep it to somebody else. She'd be like, we can stop this right here, right now. Both of them. Both Ozum and Nabby.
What are we stopping exactly?
I mean, you heard the stories. You know what Ozum was, revealed us. This is him. This is the guy.
Ozum, make me a
She's like-
perception check.
"20, not nat."
Your memories of the Supreme are strange. They changed based on your memories, your understanding of what was happening. But even with that change in perception, you recognize that this is an older Supreme than you saw. And it's hard to tell if he aged rapidly or if it's simply been a much longer time. But you recognize that you're seeing a person at least years after you last saw him.
He has nothing to say. He's still staring.
Can Willie tug on Ozum's arm and just be like, I have a dagger. You can end this now. Maybe she tries to hand it over to him.
You just are gonna see his jaw tense, or the person's body that he's in, the jaw tense, and he's really not gonna make any move.
Willie's gonna grip it and go, this is just a dream. Maybe this is a prophecy. Maybe this is the proving ground. I don't know. Maybe it's not real. I think she's gonna take a step forward.
Navi's gonna just put her hand out on Willie's shoulder and be like, are you okay? Just what do you need?
I think I need to listen to this body. This can
Alright.
stop now. I'm gonna go for it.
Okay. Go.
Make an attack roll.
Let's see. That's a D20?
Roll me a d20.
8. Oh, that's not pretty. That's a 4.
Even with the modifiers that this body you're in would have, you swing And the Supreme steps aside and looks at you, and his eyes flare, and you watch black mist curl from his eyes. You dare! And he grabs for you, but then stops himself. And his expression suddenly goes blank. And then he breaks into a distant, hollow laugh. Go ahead, then. And he stands and opens his arms. Free me from this prison. I have work to do.
Willie is holding the knife and is just looking at her companions like, did not expect this. Waiting to see if they say anything.
At this point, you see Gaia start rushing towards you.
Oh, man.
Sounding the alarm. There's been an attack! Protect the Sovereign! What you can do, Willie?
She's gonna react. She's gonna try for it.
Roll me an attack.
Oh boy.
Go, Willie.
13?
You go to stab in and you feel like you're going to miss, but he steps into it. I will become a thing of nightmares, he whispers. And then the air suddenly crackles with an energy, and you watch as a white mist escapes him just for a moment before black and purple swirl, and you feel the exploding force as energy rushes out of him, steaming black and purple with crackles of red energy. And that's the last you see before all 4 people in that room come to a sudden end. And welcome, everyone, to the Godplane. This is an original 5e horror campaign. I'm your DM, Kay Purcell, and before we proceed, I gotta give you some content warnings. As you might have seen there, this is a horror campaign, and it's going to contain some elements that some viewers might find a little bit disturbing. I've worked with our amazing cast here, and know their lines and veils and all their boundaries, and if we need to nope out of a scene, we absolutely will. But with that said, you know yourself, you know your boundaries, so please take care of yourselves and step away from the stream if you need to. With that, we're going to meet our cast. We are down one D'Angelo tonight. He is on his honeymoon, so we wish him safe travels and a wonderful time. Congratulations, D'Angelo. We miss you, but we're glad you're doing your thing. So let's start with Sophie.
Hello, my name is Sophie. I am playing Ozim, the big old 7'5" sentient beef stew himbo, sad boy. His pronouns are he, him. My pronouns are she, her. You can find me on the internet at Subatomic Mints, and you might also see me in chat as Not So Gladiator.
And then the one who made the big tough decision in our cold open, Cassandra.
That is me. You can find me under Cozy Spoon on any social media, and I am playing Wilhelmina Waywocket, your tiny little gnome in this party who has never killed anybody, and this is definitely a turning point, so we're gonna have fun.
And finally, for tonight, Jen.
Hi, I'm Jen. You can find me on Twitter at JenKiki. I use she, her pronouns. My character does as well. And I play Nabi, the human monk who got a little taste of a potential future version of herself last time and is kind of a little like, we'll see where she goes with all of that information. And I'm also in chat as Youngles.
Everyone's had a couple little tastes of things recently. We'd also like to thank you to Gaming Trend, Bardly.io, who's got most of the music going in this stream, and also to Ghost Stories Incorporated for our theme song, which you're hearing right now. I also would like to thank our mods, Kato, Dane, David, and Emily. Thank you all for hanging out. If you would like to tip our amazing cast, we do have a link going. All of the tips go 100% to these amazing folks on screen. And we thank you so much. If you are able to, we appreciate. If not, thank you for hanging out. Thank you for all the tweets and comments, and it keeps us going, and we really super heckin' appreciate. As I said before, I'm your DM, Kay Purcell. My pronouns are she, her, and the best place to find me on the internet is at KDamnFear, which you can see right down there. But I couldn't do this campaign without my amazing and mostly silent co-mod, David. He is hanging out in chat as full rubber ducky and helps me put all this together and is a force to be reckoned with, even though he won't admit it. And with that, we're going to jump back into our game. So, our party, in their quest to cross the Godplane and stop a rampaging nightmare, found their way into a massive, ever-changing library, where they found 4 dead bodies, a number of books about the dreaming god, the nightmare they're about to fight, and Vessal, the dream magic barbarian who summoned them here. After a bit of exploration, the writer of these various journals and books, a necromancer known as Tazik, who gave himself a number of ever-expanding titles, returned and, being convinced that the party was going to steal his newly created binding spell, became enraged and did what all necromancers do and resurrected the bodies of his fallen comrades and attacked the party. But, fortunately, the group defeated Tazik, and his companions returned to Ash. 2 mist portals opened within the space, one which looked familiar, if not a somewhat darker color of mist than the party was used to. But a second portal appeared in an arch which Tazik had constructed. This one surged with black and purple smoke. Still wounded from the fight and reluctant to face the nightmare without Vessal, the party elected to go through the more familiar portal. But just as they stepped through, one of them, Rook, the team's orc paladin, felt something tear. The party stepped into a graveyard with stars twinkling distantly up over their head, minus one party member, as visions of a past, a world, a future still lingers in their minds. You 3 step into a graveyard. You see neatly bundled clusters of graves, expanding in all directions in what seem to be rings in the darkness. Mist swirls about ankle deep. You actually see stars for the first time in days? Weeks? Have you lost track of how long you've been in the Godplane? But as you look around, you notice that one of your own is missing. Willie, I would like for you to make me a perception check, and Navi, I would like for you to make me a religion check.
Perception. It is 10.
You're a little distracted by that vision.
The Willie is busy crying. She's just like, I can't believe I did that.
I got a 5.
Somewhere, it's difficult to tell where you stepped into the portal, you had this vision, you stepped out of the portal. Somewhere in there, in a blink, in an instant that you can't quite parse out, you felt something very strange. You felt something divine, but it wasn't a divinity that you are familiar with, which is a strange thing to say because you can't say that you've ever felt this before in all your time. And you 3 find yourselves alone in an eerily silent space with stars overhead.
Willie's just busy ugly crying.
And
somebody, and we lost Rook.
Navi just like awkwardly pats her on the back. Not quite sure what to do because someone's emotional.
And Navi's the best at emotions.
Yeah, Willie's kind of stuck with 2 people that are really not going to give her any sympathy, especially Ozim in this moment. In fact, Ozem will probably look a little angry at you and will, like, take a really deep breath in, and his nostrils will flare as he kind of jerks his head down to look at you and goes, "Don't you ever feel bad about what you did? You have no idea what kind of pain that monster caused people. You have no fucking clue what he put us through. So if you feel an ounce of remorse over what you just did, get it out of your fucking skull."
I can't. I can't. What does that mean? What did all that smoke mean? Did I make? What is he? Is he a nightmare? He said he was a thing of nightmares. Are we gonna be fighting him in this misty place? Did I make?
Probably.
Anyone who's being logical, or actually thinking about this logically, which is probably not Willie, roll me a wisdom check. Willie, if you want to try, you can do it at disadvantage.
13.
Why not?
You never know.
Everybody
That's
like a roll.
What? 12?
For me, it's a nice 5.
Nice 5.
He's an angry boy right now. As logical as he is, he's not gonna be.
Understandable. He had a... That was not a happy thing for him to see. But, Nabi, Ozem, you both kind of have an understanding that, at least in these past visions, you feel like these are things that happened. And while in the dream in the vision, you might be able to have a little bit of control over elements of it, these are less decisions that you are making and more visions you are being granted. If either of you would care to pass this information on to a distraught Willie.
Nabi's just gonna keep awkwardly offbeat, like tapping her on the back. And it's like, well, I mean, to be fair, it's not like you had a choice. It already happened. You didn't do it. We were just living it out. So, I mean, there's really only so much you probably could have prevented anyway? Maybe?
What do you mean it already happened? I mean, when I was in that body, it did feel like it was moving on its own. It wanted to do that.
Yeah. So
I should have stopped it.
no. I mean, who knows what worse would have happened if you stopped something from happening.
I mean, what gets any more worse than whatever happened to him after he got hit?
I'm sure we could, between the three of us, could probably think of worse things. But don't beat yourself up over it. That's all I'm saying.
I know. That's your job.
I mean, yeah, I guess so, yeah.
What do we do now? We're down one man.
I'm gonna call the cat. Can I call the cat?
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
Let's call the cat. Cat brought Rook back last time. Maybe the cat can do something.
So, oh goodness, I don't even know where he's going to show up. There he is. Come here, Miss Cat. You don't belong over. Don't hide Ozem. Sorry, y'all. New overlay with only 3 people on. There we go. He would hide. He would upstage Ozem. But that's not the point of this.
Rude.
So yeah.
No, put it back. It's
Right.
canon. It's canon. Put it back. Hide me. He hates me. Put it back.
So, Miss Cat is small. He couldn't hide you. He appears. Oh! Oh, you made it here. That's a good sign. Hi.
I mean, 3 of us made it here. We're missing a key person. Do you have any idea where they could be, maybe?
He looks thoughtful. Hold on. And, he vanishes, presumably, to go in search.
Are you guys relaying this to Ozem?
Yeah.
Dad isn't here to play telephone.
That's right. So Navi forgets that Rook isn't here to play telephone, and then remembers that Rook is not here to play telephone. and starts. I think he left to go find Rook. I think.
So, right about this time, Nabi and Ozum, you two have about the same passive perception. You turn around, and a lot's happened, so it's kind of understandable that you didn't notice it right away. But turning around, you realize you stand in front of a 6-foot pedestal with a statue atop it. It's very clearly Vessal, though it looks more like the younger versions of her you all saw in the visions. Her hands are held in front of her and cupped around an orb which floats somehow just a few inches above her palms. It lets out a gentle warm glow, and while it's not bright, it's still enough somehow to illuminate the area around you. Engraved in the pedestal, you can read, "Summon the champion of Ayuith, the many-faced dreaming god, by lighting the orb and speaking their names." Beneath this inscription are a series of holes that have been cut into the monument, at about your eye level, Nabi. 10 holes on each side of the pedestal, and there's a metal disc fitted inside each hole with a symbol on it, though there appears to be one disc missing on each side of the monument. Right about then, the cat appears. So something's weird. He's not lost in the mists.
Okay. Where is he then?
He's somewhere I can't reach him. And look, this is gonna sound strange. I know how it's gonna sound. It's not a race thing. It's not a race thing. It smells green.
It smells green.
It smells green.
Is green good?
Green is... I haven't smelled green here before.
Like green mist?
It's not mist. It... more like a forest, only... I don't know. It's weird. It's not something from here. I've never... This is new.
So you can't
I don't
reach
like
him.
new. No, there's something stronger than me. I mean, that makes sense. I'm small.
Okay. Do you know what symbols are missing from these 2 holes right here?
Yeah.
Care to elaborate?
No.
Of course. That's my missed question, you know. You gotta answer my missed question.
No, the mists have to answer that. You've got a book.
I have a book?
You have a book.
I have a book.
Come on. I'm not even really part of this party. I'm just a tag-along. Expected me to do all your dirty work.
Listen. Cat.
Yeah? Oh, come on, you like me. It's all fun.
Sure. Do you know how we can get to Rook? Do you have any idea how we could even find him?
I don't... I feel like if Rook wants to come back, he can maybe come back, unless the green thing wins. I don't know. This is weird.
Yeah, I relay all this to Ozum as well.
Willie just blubbers. So the green thing is bad.
And even though you all know that Mistcat can disappear and appear however he wants, he hops on your shoulder, Willie, then on Nabi's shoulder, then up to the top of the podium. And just settles down. Wraps his little hairless tail around himself.
So I guess I'll do some investigating maybe to see if I can figure out what symbols are missing from the thing?
Roll me an investigation and roll me a wisdom.
Okay.
And any of y'all can help if you like.
I'm just gonna wander around the cemetery and look at the gravestones.
Roll me an investigation check as you go. Investigation or perception? Are you like more getting the lay of the land, or are you more studying each tombstone?
Studying the tombstones.
Okay.
I got a 2
You
for
got
my
two?
investigation.
Okay.
And then I got a 16 for my wisdom check.
Religion, and I think you do religion at advantage.
Yeah.
I have an 18 for.
Okay. So,
19.
19. Ozum, as you walk, you start realizing, so this place is fairly peaceful in a way that's probably a little suspicious to you. There is swirling white mist around your ankles. Never seems to quite get higher than that. There's little cattails that poof out. The grounds are very nicely kept. The tombstones are they're in groups of 5, and they're settled around the monument in an ever-expanding concentric rings. Each tombstone has a symbol on it and then a name. Roll me history or wisdom and a religion check.
That's an 8 for history.
Okay.
And an 11 for religion.
The symbols kind of feel familiar, but you're having difficulty figuring it out. But everyone has a symbol and a name, and you don't really recognize either. Nabi, what was your religion? 16? Or did you get higher?
19 for religion.
It's really... You're not so much looking at this as you are feeling something, which is actually strange for you. This is not a feeling that you're used to. But you're like looking at these symbols and you feel something. And you start like, okay, I recognize that feels familiar. And you remember you have a book with a list of names. Do you dig it out?
Yeah, I'm gonna dig it out and start comparing and see which ones are missing.
And it's really weird because you start looking at this list of names that before were just several dozen names. And then you're looking at symbols that are just several dozen symbols. But something in you that's not your mind starts connecting that name and this symbol go together. That name and this symbol go together. In a way that you may or may not trust. Lily, what are you doing?
She sees that both Ozum and Nabi have split up. They're trying to investigate things. I figure she's going to investigate the pedestal.
Give me either perception or investigation, whichever you're doing. Investigation is if you're like going at perception if you're kind of more standing back and studying things.
12 for investigation.
As you're walking around the symbol, or around the podium, you find the symbols for both I Win and Reth. Situated in 2 corners.
Does that mean anything to me aside from the obvious? That's my god?
Your god and your god's brother are both on this monument. I don't know, what does that mean to you? You also, I'm gonna give you this because it probably should have made you roll higher, but it's fun. You also see a unicorn symbol, though it's not quite the one that you saw on Rook's shield. It looks similar, it's a unicorn, but instead of having all of kind of the vines and the flowers and the growth stuff, it's a misty unicorn. You see the hair dissolving into tufts of mist.
Ooh. What color is the mist?
I mean, it's
Or is
all
it all
etched.
just stone?
It's all,
Okay.
yeah. But it's outlines. It's not like carved in. So it feels like it's probably light colored as opposed to dark colored. And roll me a wisdom, just for giggles.
Oh boy. Wisdom. 10.
You remember seeing what you think, what you're pretty sure, because you all never sat down and said, this is my symbol on Vessal, but you saw your symbol and you saw what it was connected to.
Mhm.
Rook's symbol on Vessal had a unicorn with mostly black hair and a broken horn and black eyes.
But that's not his originally on the shield and everything, right?
The one on the shield was the symbol of, as he said, Maliki, which was a unicorn with white or green hair, and it had lots of flowers and greenery coming out of her hair. This seems to be a misty unicorn. It's very similar, but details are different.
I'm gonna sidle on up to Nabby and go, what did you find? Because I'm finding symbols of us, except they're not right. They're mystified.
Interesting. I'm finding that a lot of these names in this book match these symbols on this thing, and I'm still just trying to figure out which ones are not here.
So, roll me one more investigation, because you've gotten the religion side of it, but you got to do a little bit more investigating too.
Me?
Yes.
I just rolled for funsies.
I rolled a 6. My investigation skills are crap today.
Yeah, you're having trouble. So you're just spending a lot of time kind of comparing, starting to mark things off, kind of matching up. You probably, I assume, are drawing diagrams of like, okay, this and this and this. And again, it's that weird, uncomfortable way of like, this isn't something you can explain logically. This is something you know instinctively. And you'll have to tell us how Nabi feels about that.
She's not very happy about it. She doesn't really like trusting her gut too much over actual hard facts, but she's got nothing else to go on right now, so.
Ozum, while you're walking all of these, roll me a perception.
$16.
16. You're so used to taking it for granted that it takes you a minute to realize that you don't see mist on the edges of this. You see an almost all-consuming darkness that ends kind of where the tombstones do. You also see fat little what look almost like fireflies kind of flickering in and out, moving lazily around, especially near the cattails.
He's gonna reach out to touch one of the fireflies.
Make a dexterity check.
The boy is not very dexterous today. It's a 4.
You go for one and and you're like, oh, so you're gonna run, and you go to grab another and it just flits out of your hand, and you're like,
Do they touch the cattails at all?
sometimes they
Okay.
kind of almost seem to land on it, and then they just are very
Big.
It's annoying because they seem very slow moving and lazy.
Okay. He was mainly seeing if they were gonna catch something on fire.
And you feel, because you've wandered further away from the others, off to the right, in the distance, you feel a sense of foreboding of something over there.
He knows that feeling pretty well. He'll kind of slowly start to make his way back to the statue of Vessal and like keep throwing glances over his shoulder towards the area where he's getting that vibe from.
As you walk back, you come across 4 shovels laying in a pile. Continue.
I mean, he's been ready to dig his own grave for a long time, so I mean, I don't know. I don't know where my train of thought is going. I think he has a slight sense of relief because he was worried that there was going to be a gravestone with her name on it, and that was what he was really looking for. And he feels a little bit better now that that's not the case. He really, like, he doesn't feel any type of way about the fact that Rook's not with them. But he won't tell anyone that.
He is the opposite of a soft boy. Willie, you're watching Nabi look at this and think, and look at this and think. Are you gonna try to, like, help her out, or are you gonna go investigate other stuff? What you up to?
Her face is just nasty. She got snot and tears all over, but she's just staring at this pedestal, just going, I mean, what's up with this inscription stuff? Like lighting the orb? I mean, should I do that while you figure out this god business?
I mean,
she looks at her, goes, club lights.
I guess it can't hurt, right? Maybe?
Yeah. A champion and god in a misty nightmare realm sounds like a step up, so I'm gonna give it a shot. And
Okay.
Suppose she will do dancing lights.
You cast dancing lights, and it lights up. But that orb remains the same very, very dimly lit glow. You do get a slightly better look at some of these empty depressions now. Some of these empty circles, if you would like to. You might need a hand, though, because these are about at eye level for a human. And you are not at eye level for a human.
She's just frustrated. She's like, why can't it just be easy? Ugh. I'm gonna check that out. Can you give me a boost, Snappy? Don't toss me.
I won't toss you. Yeah, I can help.
Nobody tosses a gnome.
Ozum picks up the shovels and brings them back over and drops them in front of the statue. He doesn't say anything.
Willie looks and goes, thanks.
Ozum, what's your passive perception?
13.
13. As you bring these over and drop them off, a symbol catches your corner of your eye. And you, in one of the metal discs there, see the symbol of Brindweir, which is the symbol that she drew for you once. And said this is actually the name of your god. Nabi! Actually, wait, first. Willie, give me...
Wait!
Oh!
What's the name on the stone?
No, this was on one of the metal discs.
Oh,
in the
my
pedestal itself.
I
Sorry.
misheard. Cool.
Sorry, didn't mean to give you a panic there. Willie, give me investigation, and you get to roll this with advantage for reasons.
Oh, okay. Investigation. 7, 9.
With advantage?
Oh, I didn't add advantage. How much is
No,
my advantage?
roll again. And take the higher
Oh,
one.
okay. Okay. Do it again. Let me see. 6. 11.
As you're looking at this, it's stone and it's weird, but then you look in one of the little hollows, and you almost miss it, but the dancing lights help a lot. And you realize there's little, almost cogwork mechanisms cut into the back in those empty sockets. You don't know what it is. You can't figure it out right now. But there's some kind of machinery, cogwork, something to this monument. Nabi, you've spent a bunch of time looking at this, making diagrams, helping Willie. Roll me investigation at advantage.
$16.
16. Okay. So, first off, as you're walking through and, like, holding Willie up, you see the symbol of Eleni. Your goddess, the two-faced goddess there, which is probably comforting. I don't want to assume. And then it kind of clicks. You figure out, okay, these symbols are what's missing. And again, through that weird connection something, you have an understanding of what the symbols should look like. The names are still a little challenging, but you look at the one and you're like, okay. You start looking around at these tombstones. Roll me another religion, and again, I think you get those at advantage.
12.
12? You start walking, and you see a symbol. Roll me a wisdom or a history.
22, not 20 on wisdom.
Okay. It suddenly clicks. The symbols you have seen on Vessal. These are tombs of fallen champions. Those who have come before you. But the names are not those of the champions. The names match the symbols on that podium in that way that you don't know how you know it, but you're somehow connected here. So you're like, okay. And you have in your mind a vision of 4 symbols. An overflowing goblet with an eye on it. A butterfly, but the wings look like fields ripe to harvest. Another butterfly, but the wings look like leaves. And 2 swirling curls of mist, making almost a yin-yang shape. You're aware that those are what you're looking for, but finding the names, you can either do a walk and just roll religion and see if you can figure this out, or you can take some time and meditate and study the book and try and do that with advantage if you think Willie isn't going to get into trouble. Or various other things. Who knows what's going to happen in this graveyard?
She'd probably, meditating would be her first instinct, so I would go with that one.
Do you communicate what you figured out to your team?
Yeah, I'll let Willie know. Like, this seems like a graveyard. You know, I think I kind of have an idea of what we need to do, but I just need to take a few minutes to kind of, like, think on it, so please don't take your crossbow out. That would be great. Thank you.
I mean, everything's dead here. I don't need to take it out. I think we're okay.
Good. Yes, let's keep thinking that. I will be here.
Well, what should I do? Like, should I check the gravestones? I mean, Ozen brought some shovels. I think he's grave robbing.
No. Just stay close to this statue and don't wander off.
Well, did you find anything?
What he said.
It's the lack of things I found that has me worried. Don't freak out. Just stay where you are. Tinker with something. Don't wander off. That's all I'm asking.
And it's like, tinker with something, all right.
So Navi, you settle down and meditate and try to tap into this feeling, this instinct, this connection that you're not used to having, that you may or may not trust yet. While she's doing this, Willie and Ozum, make me perception rolls as you are waiting and doing whatever you're doing. It's going to take her about 10 minutes of meditation.
18.
19.
So since you first noticed it, Ozum, this foreboding sense off to the right of the monument has not left you. But Willie, now you're starting to feel it. There is something that is both calling to you and deeply disturbing over to the right. And now, Willie, you're also noticing that there are clusters of 5 tombstones, 5 tombstones, 5 tombstones, 5 tombstones all the way around. You also see the big, slowly moving little globules of light, moving almost like fat fireflies. Anything you two would like to do as Navi finishes her meditation?
Willie's still on, like, the pedestal, right?
If you want to be.
Well, she probably has. Yeah, I figured that's where she got boosted. She looks down at Ozum and goes,
I'm not freaking out. But now I know why you said it. You feel that out there?
He kind of gives her this, like, are you really asking me that kind of look.
I'm going to take that glower as a yes. Secondly, I don't know if you can see it from your vantage, but I feel tall, and I notice that these gravestones are kind of like in little cluster formations. What do you think that means?
He just shrugs. He's absentmindedly playing with his dagger, and not really.
not really looking at her.
Yeah, he's...
Right. So his lack of response just has her go.
Anyways, maybe, I mean, did you find any symbols on the gravestones? I know that Navi's trying to look for that.
He just kind of stares forward and goes, and gives like a little bit of a nod.
Really just stamps her foot.
Oh, I hate being idle.
Nabi, roll me religion with advantage. And I'm giving you a +5 for your meditation.
So 18 then with a +5?
Which one do you focus on? The cup, the butterfly leaves, the butterfly harvest, or the mist symbol?
The mist symbol.
You get a whisper of a name. A slight breeze comes and the cattails bob. Scapare. And it's weird, you don't know what it means or where it came from, but you clearly, in your mind, hear the name. Scapare.
Did I hear Willie asking about the clusters of stones, or was I too deep in meditation?
I'd say you're probably coming out of it by this point. I imagine she's grumbling to herself for quite a while.
Okay. I just look over at Willie as I'm coming out of my meditation, and I'm like, it's parties, it's people, it's us.
What do you mean it's us?
They're champions that came before us.
Grabs her dreads.
Oh no. Okay. Welcome. Did you find anything with our names on it?
I wasn't looking for our names.
Oh, I was talking to the big guy.
Okay.
We haven't failed yet, but there were the shovels, so if we feel like giving up now, you're welcome to start digging your own grave.
First of all, no. Secondly, I mean, you don't think this is a bit weird? Time is wibbly wobbly in here. I thought there was gonna be like an omen or something. I mean, you were in the dream, right? When we saw that Supreme guy? It felt like something that had already happened, like you said. And that's like what, your big bad boss, right? That was a story that I heard when I was a baby. You should be like a bajillion years old, Ozum.
A bajillion.
You know what? I'm not good at math, but you should be pretty old.
Well.
Does the name Scapari mean anything to either of you?
Does it?
Doesn't seem familiar. The Willie, roll me history or wisdom. Your call.
Okay. Ooh, let's do history. That's a 6.
That's a what?
Oh, my bad. A 6.
It's not that high of a DC because you've heard this story since you were little. But what you saw sure looked a lot like the stories of what Vessal looked like after the Supreme died. Those rumors of a wasteland of black smoke kind of looked like that. You imagine.
When you say it kind of looked like that, are you talking about the surrounding graveyard, or are you talking about the dream?
No, the dream.
I relay that to my partner. I'm like, we're having these freaky dreams in here, man. It means something. It means something has happened, or will happen, or has happening. Time is weird.
Well, there's nothing we can really do about it, is there? I mean, we kind of just have to, like, either fight the nightmare or not.
I just don't see why we'd be put through this without some meaning behind it.
We know the meaning. Kill a god. I mean, I think you're looking a little too deeply into this.
Why wouldn't I look deeply? Know anything?
Well, I mean, it kind of sucks this is your first adventure. Just fair.
Hey, how many numbers have you guys gone through? You were unsettlingly calm. She just looks between the two. She's like, you know what? We're gonna even out at a nice 20. 20 for each. She just turns around and goes, ah, I'm gonna go check out this weird coggy thing that I found.
A cog thing?
Yeah, there's a cog thingy up there.
Do you need some help?
No, I'm already boosted up. I think I can reach it.
Okay.
And she pulls out her own little gear, because I'm assuming she still has it. Just out of curiosity, she's like trying to compare, see if they both fit.
Roll me investigation as you.
Okay. 14.
I mean, it's a gear, and that's a gear, and I feel like if you had a bunch more pieces, it would maybe fit together, but like these holes are about this big, and you're like, sprocket's about like that big, and... But, you think a minute, and you kind of get a nail under and pry out one of the discs next to it, and you look, and there's little perfectly matched teeth in the back of that thing. You're like, haha! Metal disc.
She shows it to everybody.
Hey, I think this is mine. I think this matches my little cog thing.
What's it do?
I don't know. But I want you guys to know so you don't freak out. I'm gonna try and fit them together.
Oh, no. That you took out of the pedestal, and it fits perfectly. Those teeth fit perfectly into the pedestal.
Then I do the thing, and I show them the thing.
While she's doing this, you feel like you need to figure out what this name is and how it relates, but Nabi, you've figured out, just as a reminder, that The symbols are of heroes, but the names are of gods on these tombstones. Do you go in search of this name?
Yes.
Anyone who's
Yes,
helping
yes.
her look, roll an investigation. And do you leave Nabi, or I'm sorry, do you leave Willie on top of the pedestal?
Also, yes.
Yeah, she can't really do much when she's up there, except for don't touch the orb.
Oh yeah, don't touch the orb. I got an 8, by the way. 8.
Where are you guys going? Don't leave me here.
She dances on the pedestal.
It's dark.
Ozum may just kind of like stay within a perimeter around the statue, and will say to Nabi, like, don't go in that direction.
Once he
Whatever,
says
however badly you feel like you want to.
Once he says that, Nabi, roll perception. With advantage, because it's now been pointed out. Specifically.
I got 22.
You feel it. And you almost feel it more. There is
Okay.
something drawing, but also just a gut-clenching dread coming from over there.
I got you.
Ozum, were you helping search
No.
within a perimeter? Okay.
No, he's just wandering. He doesn't feel like doing much right now.
Okay. Nabi, do you stay close to Nabi, or do you let her kind of wander?
He's not as worried about her, especially since, you know, now that I have the knowledge that she can tell. And he also said to her, don't go that way. And she trusts Nabi to not go off and fuck something up. So he is just kind of kicking up dirt.
So, Willie's perched on the statue. Don't go too far! Ozum's kind of wandering off one direction. Nabi, you're walking through the tombstones, looking. Without much success. But then suddenly you hear... and a shadow lifts from the ground. And I need all 3 of you to roll initiative.
Yeah.
Though... it's going to be a little bit interesting.
I got a 6.
6?
12.
Oh my gosh.
What'd you get, Willie?
I'm looking for initiative. Where is? Oh, there's 14.
14? Okay. So, Willie, you see this. You all hear this kind of haunting whisper as just a darkness rises from the ground in front of Nabi. Willie, you're actually the first to react. But you're on a pedestal probably 60 feet away.
I just yelled.
Do you do anything else? Any
Uh,
spells? Any...
Can I pass my dancing lights? I know that it was only for a minute. I don't know how much time has passed. Is it possible to send the dancing lights over there to try and illuminate what's
Yeah.
going on?
What's the range on dancing lights?
120 feet.
Yep, you send it out and you watch. What do Willie's dancing lights look like?
They just look like a cluster of orbs that kind of move to like a beat.
So yeah, they go out and they start kind of circling, and you can see this weird. The upper half is almost humanoid, but the bottom half just kind of goes into an amorphous darkness. And it's very well lit now. Ozum, you're next. You're about 40 feet away.
I'll kind of see how Nabi is acting, and like he'll start walking over, or he'll move, you know, walking for him is pretty fast. Boy has long legs. he'll head over towards her and kind of gauge how she's acting. He does have a lamp in with him, and like he has dark vision, but he knows that Nabi doesn't. And also so that Willie doesn't have to keep burning a spell for something, he'll like as he's walking, he'll get this lamp ready and turn it on.
Willie watches him go, and she says,
I couldn't hear any of that.
Yeah,
just
you
so you know.
Zoom
She,
decided you were
like-
too high pitched.
she watches him leave and just screams like, "You were supposed to take me with you!" It was him!
No.
She just starts wailing.
Okay, Navi. You watch a shadow rise behind you. You spin around to see darkness and two gleaming red eyes.
She's gonna just react and punch it. Like an oh shit. Like, just like,
Do it.
wow. Does 13 hit?
13 does hit.
Sweet. For 7.
So you lay into this thing. But it doesn't do as much damage as you feel like it should have.
Wait, do I get a bonus because it's a misty thing too? Or is it not? a misty
That is
thing?
to hit.
Okay. But I
It's
already
a
hit, so
D4
it's
to
fine.
hit. Yes.
Got it.
Do you have a bonus action or anything, or just like one
Um,
hit and you're like done?
Yeah. She's gonna like, because she's like didn't expect it to be that not reactive, so she's now kind of caught off guard a little bit, so that's all she's gonna do.
Okay. And then the shadow is going to go. It reaches out. Does a 10 hit?
No.
Okay. It reaches out for you, and you dodge out of the way, but its almost incorporeal fingers pass through you, and you feel something cold as it does. And you hear a exhale. It's back to you, Willie.
Oh my goodness. How far away are both Ozum and Abby?
Nabby's about 60 feet. Ozum, your move is 35, right, Ozum?
40.
40. So he's about 50
55
from,
feet.
Yeah, 55. He's-
Oh, this is all way too far. Okay. Let me see.
What's the
That is
range?
good.
You should have some spells, and I think you have a good range on your crossbow. Though you have been specifically warned not to take it
She's
out.
not going to take it out because she was told not to. So she's just gonna sit there and just be like, "You're too far away! I can't do anything!"
Okay. Ozum.
What could this boy do? He will... He's gonna use his whip. He doesn't feel like using his axe right now.
Ozum's just all a mood today.
Yeah.
He's completely blasé for this.
Things don't really scare him unless it directly relates to him, and so far nothing in this scares him. So, yes, incredibly blasé. Yeah, he's gonna move to just crack the whip around it. He'll avoid Nabi, but
Okay. Roll to hit.
15.
15 hits. Roll
Sick.
damage.
Yes, I will. Okay. Alright, this is so much less. Where is that dice? There you are. 6.
Yeah, you and it cracks through this thing, but it It's not as satisfying as you
And he
wish it
didn't whip
was.
himself in the ass, so it's
Didn't
really
whip
not
himself
as
in the ass, so
satisfying.
it's a step up from last time. So, bonus action or anything you've got?
He has the lamp. Is the lamp doing anything, or is the shadow still just as an event? That's not the bonus action. I'm just curious.
Yeah, no, shadow is still there. It's nicely lit. Nabi can see, but
But it doesn't do anything to.
doesn't seem to. No. It kind of flickers between shadows a little bit, but it doesn't seem to be impacting it.
He will. Does it seem very much like set on Nabi, or does it seem?
It's hard to tell.
Okay.
It's a shadow. Shadows are hard to read.
Yeah, he's good.
Okay.
He doesn't need to do much else right now, I guess.
Nabi.
She's gonna try punching it again.
Do it.
Doesn't know what else to do. She's just like 13 hit.
13 hits.
Okay, cool.
And you do get your 1d4, don't forget.
Oh yeah, but I don't need it.
But you don't need it, but just so you know.
But I don't need it, but she's so 4, and then she's gonna spend a key point, use flurry, and hit it 2 more times.
Okay.
Because now she's just mad. 7, I'm gonna assume doesn't hit.
Does not. Did you roll your d4 though?
Oh, I didn't roll my d4.
Oh, I don't think it'll matter. Never mind.
Even if I roll.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So her flurry of blows both miss. So
Both miss.
it's just
So yeah, you pop it, and it lets out a, and you're like, and it's just flickering in between these lights, and you just can't quite nail it. And again, it
bad.
draws in a breath and reaches for you again. I assume a 21 hits.
Yeah.
So it reaches out and touches you, and it sucks away 8 points of health with a necrotic. And your strength score is reduced by 3 points as it sucks the strength out of you. And it starts to shift around slightly towards Ozone, but without leaving its focus on you. Almost like it's drifting a little bit. Willie!
She is dancing anxiously on one foot to the other on the pedestal. She's like, okay, Willie, think. Oh, okay. She T-poses, goes, Miss Cat, where are you at?
And again, Mist Cat, but looks confused. Like, what is this T-pose thing? What is this?
You know what? It makes me feel powerful. Magic is very performative, so that'd be a good idea. And you show up every time.
Okay. I mean, I show up because you called, but oh, you got a creepy little something, huh?
Yeah, and I can't get to them. What is it? What do we do? How do we make it go away?
That's just a shadow. You just smack it a couple times. They're not that bad. They're just annoying.
Thanks. Can you help me get off of this pedestal?
I mean, okay, that seems fun. And he reaches out. Bend down. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And he reaches up one little paw. And again, you get that weird feeling of the little paw touches your forehead, but then you feel much bigger claws kind of settle above your head as he touches
Doesn't
your
scream
forehead.
this time. She just goes.
And you feel a little bit of agility come into you. you can make an athletics or an acrobatics check at advantage to hop off the podium.
All right. She takes a couple steps back and goes, all right, stick the landing, Willie. Just stick it. And she makes a running jump. Oh, and that's a 16.
16. So is it athletics or was it acrobatics?
Acrobatics.
Acrobatics. So you run forward and you do like a and then you just superhero 3-point landing it. But you don't stop all the way. Your momentum kind of keeps you going. Because you're in a bunch of heavy armor that's just like forward momentum.
Oh, got it. So she goes, ah, nobody saw that. Okay. And she tries to rush her way to the group to try and hit Ozim with heroism.
So you get, your movement is 25 feet, right?
I think so.
Yeah, you're about 30-35 feet from Ozim, but that should put you in range to do your spells.
I would say you don't waste a spell slot on Ozim right now. Yeah, don't.
This is
So
you
then
do
I will
get
see Ozim just go.
You do get the impression from Miss Cat that this isn't a big scary thing. This
Yeah,
is a
don't.
little annoying thing. This is a party might be taking too long, so DM has to spur them along type thing.
Get it.
Ozim, back to you.
Yeah, he'll take out his axe and fucking wail on it. Who cares? Here we go. Taking the, player knowledge into account, the higher being is that Ozim does not believe in is now taking the reins. 19 to hit.
19 will hit the ghost.
I assumed as much. 12.
12. So again, you carve into it, and it recoils, but it's not as satisfying as you would like.
It's fair. He's not. It doesn't bother him enough that he's gonna go into a rage or anything. Like.
And if that's your turn, Nabi. This thing is not looking that.
I have 2 attacks per action.
Oh, that's right.
Oh,
Never
yeah,
mind.
yeah.
Go again.
Please. Thank you.
Please.
Hold on. We want
Thank
this to be
you.
over, don't we? 14.
14 hits.
14 damage.
14. Yeah,
Nice.
you. And as your axe goes through, it's like a black mist. This thing just. And it's gone.
And he's gonna say, hurry up. And start walking back towards the statue of Vessal. And he'll leave the lantern with her.
Oh, thanks. Now I can see. Yay.
Willie runs up to Nabby.
So, I'm a little late, but Miss Cass said that wasn't going to be so bad.
Taps her thigh.
Nice job.
Thanks. Maybe help me find this thing I'm looking for and we can get the frig out of here. That'd be good.
Listen,
The
I'm-
cat where it is, Ozim says over his shoulder as he walks back to the statue.
She goes,
that's not a bad idea.
You ask the cat. I'm done talking to the cat. That cat has given me no answers today.
It's like a Ridley thing. It's part of the adventure. I'm pretty sure. You just have to ask it the right things. Hold on. Miss,
Yes.
we are looking for, I think, what did you say, Nabby? Symbols and gods? Symbols and gods.
Symbols, gods, and names, but does the name Scapare mean anything to you?
Oh yeah, it's one of the dreaming god's names.
One of the dreaming gods' names.
Well, yeah.
Well, she has a bunch of other symbols, I'm pretty sure, right?
We're missing 2 from that
You're
thing.
missing 4 from that.
Oh, 4. 4 from that thing. Sorry.
No worries. Yeah, I don't know where the adventurers are usually buried with the symbol of their god, so.
Oh,
Well, I
jeez,
mean,
knew we were going to use it.
The symbol of the face of the god that they. It's complicated. Yeah, just gotta find the god, get the symbol.
So I'm looking for 2 butterflies a cup, and some mist. Any
What?
ideas?
Ozone found some shovels. Are you telling us we have to dig?
Probably. Unless you know a
Aw.
better way to get a symbol.
Well, let's go get them.
Okay.
You know... Miss Cat kind of looks around and settles himself, and the mist is kind of like up to his little elbows. And he kind of closes his eyes, and it almost, Nabi looks like he's meditating in a weird way. And you watch kind of pink mist that comes off his body start to kind of mingle with the mist and spread out. And then it kind of curls up both your and Nabi's legs, Willie. And you all can make perception checks with advantage as Mist Cat assists you.
Okay, good cat, good cat.
Ozum's getting real sick of this treatment.
You can't see anything! You don't know
I
what's
know,
happening!
this is just me saying that Ozum is sick and tired of this, please. The boy just did what he had to do.
I respect the cat.
I'm
Are
gonna
you-
start
Are they
looking at
relaying
yes.
any of this to him?
I thought he was walking away back to the.
You can
school.
still
Yeah.
call after him, he has ears.
Oh, okay, I was just checking.
So yes or no?
Yeah.
He'll be like, just tell me where to dig and I'll get it over with. Because we're missing the other big guy, and I'm not saying this to be rude, but I have a feeling that it would be slow working with you two, so just tell me where to go.
Willie looks at Abby.
There is no way to not make that rude.
Yeah, no, I don't think there's.
So, Nabi, you did your strength. You feel weak. You lost 3 points of strength just now. So you are definitely feeling like you just had a bunch of energy leached out of you.
Yeah, I'm down for not having to dig. Fine with that. Totally okay. So I guess I will use this newfound perception to figure out where we're supposed to be digging.
Both you and Willie can roll perception with advantage as you look for this name.
Alrighty.
19.
I got 13.
Willie, you're kind of walking, okay, yeah, That's definitely not it. And Nabi, you're like, it's there. And
That
sure
was
enough,
gonna be my next guess.
like two rings out from the center off to kind of the left front, you see the name along with the symbol of 2 crossed daggers and a key up and down from the middle.
I'm gonna yell at Beefy Boy and go right over there and point to it and show him where to dig.
And Ozum, I assume you grab a shovel and get to work. So roll me an athletics or a strength, your call, and a wisdom check as you go. Not a save, just a check.
19 for athletics. And then a 10 for wisdom.
So you're digging, and you don't have patience for any of this. You're just done. But you make quick work. You get several feet down, and then you hear distinctly, "Please, stop. Let me rest." Keep digging.
What's the guy's name that we're looking for?
So you don't know, it's just the hero has a symbol, but you are looking at the name on the tomb is Scapare, which you understand to be the name of the god that this hero worshipped. you don't necessarily know the name of the hero, you just see their symbol.
Okay. You'll be able to rest soon enough, he says, and keeps digging.
Okay, athletics and wisdom.
16 for athletics. And a 10 for wisdom.
So you keep digging, and you get far enough that you hit something solid. But you don't quite uncover it when you hear a quiet weeping in the back of your mind. Just a dry, haggard sound.
He keeps digging.
One more time for each.
A 12 for athletics. And a 2 for wisdom.
So you scrape the dirt back, and as you push this off, you actually dislodge a metal disc that was inlaid in the top of this. But at that exact moment, you hear, "Leave me alone!" and a force hits you. And it doesn't do damage, but it throws you back. And you watch as an amorphous spirit shoots out and hovers near the monument. And you're standing about this deep in a mostly open grave.
Yeah, so he'll pull himself right on out and he'll grab the symbol and say, alright, which one's next?
And we will dive into the next one after we take a short break. Thank you all for watching. Thank you to my players. Get water, stretch your legs, all that good stuff, and we will be right back. Thanks for joining us. And welcome back. So, Nabi has figured out one of the names they were looking for with Willie's great assist. She pointed out a grave. Ozum pulled out, dug through, pulled out the symbol, but not before disturbing a spirit, which seems to be lingering amorphously near the statue. But you all have 3 more names to look for. Nabi, roll me a religion check, or you can take some time to meditate and really focus on it, but that is going to take longer, and you've seen that sometimes things pop up when you linger in this space.
Yeah, I'll just roll the religion.
Okay.
20.
20. Which symbol do you focus on, the goblet or one of the 2 butterflies?
The butterfly with the leaves.
Butterfly with the leaves? So you get the name Hoppus.
Can I like try to figure out where that is?
Yep. Do you pass this on to the group, or?
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Yeah, I'll let them know so that we can all kind of try to find it.
And no, the butterfly's wings are not made out of broccoli. So Willie and Nabi can roll investigation with advantage. Ozum, you're gonna have to straight roll it, or you can just chill because you've been doing your beefy boy part. Up to you.
I got an 11.
I got to 20.
What did you get, Nabi? Sorry.
11.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, so you're like, okay, I've got this, because you got the name really quick and really clear, and you're like, it's... And Nabi's like, it's right... Willie's like, it's right here.
That is what I sound like. This one.
Right here. I found it.
She looks at Ozum.
You good with the ghostly
Osum is
toss?
already going and starting to dig up the grave.
I'll take that as a yes.
Athletics and wisdom.
A 24 for athletics.
Okay.
No issues there.
You going.
A 10 for wisdom.
So you're like digging and you get pretty far down. You're on a roll. You're ready to be done with this. And you hear the voice of a woman. And she's sobbing. Stop. Just stop. I've done my part.
Is the voice familiar?
No.
Then he doesn't care. You will rest soon enough, is all he says, and he keeps going. So.
Also,
What are you talking to?
yeah, I was gonna say none of you all hear this voice except for Oza. But you do see this weird spirit lingering.
He whispers it when he says you'll rest soon enough, so don't. He's not putting on a big show right now.
Willie goes,
I know you don't care about most things, so I'm assuming we're ignoring the ghostly thing hovering around.
You just hear like a kind of, slightly below ground, yes.
Okay.
And that's a 19 for
What?
strength for
Okay.
athletics. And a 9 for wisdom.
So, you're just booking it, and you flip up, and you actually are digging so fast that the lip of the shovel catches this metal thing, and it goes flying up into the air. And a spirit again comes rushing out and actually knocks the shovel, and you almost drop it as it comes rushing out. And before, no one else heard this, but this time you all hear a woman scream as this ghostly figure, amorphous, shoots out, swirls twice, and goes to join this hovering shape in front of the monument.
Ozum finds the sound of his scream oddly comforting, and he's not going to tell anyone that.
This could potentially be bad, right? Like, that could be a bad thing.
They're dead. How much are we hurting them, really?
Ozum has lifted himself out of the grave and is, next one.
So you collect that
Okay.
symbol. Nabi religion. And you do get advantage on religion, right?
Yeah, I got a 6.
Okay. Which name are you focusing on, or which symbol are you focusing on?
Not the butterfly one. The
Okay.
other one.
The goblet.
Goblet with the eye.
Yeah, the goblet.
So you get Beware. And you're like, okay. And I assume you tell this to the group? And
Yeah.
you and Willie roll with advantage. Ozum straight roll if you're rolling. As the mists are still faintly pink and the mist cat's hanging out. You don't see him anymore, but you can see the pink mist. Ozum, make me perception. For a
I
different
got
reason.
21.
Okay.
16 for perception.
You think you maybe see pink mist around Willie and Nabi. Nabi, you go right to it. You're like, this is it.
I start waving over to Big Boy. Over here! Wherever he is.
He's there and digging. And with that,
I'm glad we know the drill.
Yes. 20 not nat for athletics, and a 9 for wisdom.
You are making good progress in this hole, and you hear a gravelly voice. Fuck off.
No, shan't. And just keeps going. 17.
17. And what's your wisdom?
19. He has a little burst. The gruff old man voice somehow inspires him.
You keep digging, and you're almost, you hit the thing, and you don't hear anything.
Okay.
One more of each.
Finish it out. 12 for athletics. And another 19 for wisdom.
So you scrape away the dirt, you find this symbol, but you look at it, and it's a rainbow.
Oh, that's wrong.
But you don't see or hear anything else.
This is definitely not right.
What do you mean it's not right? Did you get hit?
No. No.
Oh.
I didn't get hit. We're not looking for a rainbow, are we?
No.
No,
Then this isn't the right grave.
Darn it. Okay.
Ugh.
Should we dig him back in, or do we just leaving it?
He places the disc back in the grave.
Great. Now what?
Well, let me look. Maybe we'll find it.
Can I look?
Roll me perception. Navi, roll me either wisdom or religion.
Okay.
Got a 14.
You're looking, and you're like, and then you see one of those really fat little floaty things going by.
When you see fat little floaty things, you mean the converging ghosts or the fireflies?
The little fireflies. And as you're
How's that?
watching, one of it goes out.
How's the sense of impending doom?
Roll me perception.
Okay.
Or
I got
wisdom.
a
I'll let you
six.
do either.
I got a 16 on the religion check.
What'd you
15.
get? 15? Again, you are feeling both more of a pull in that direction, but that sense of doom is also growing a little bit. And you've noticed that there's fewer of these little fireflies around.
Let's hurry it up, fam.
You think about it and think about the symbol, and suddenly a different name comes to mind. Dima. You wonder if maybe you're not as in touch with this feeling as you maybe thought you were. Maybe you were after the wrong name last time.
Should I like meditate? I don't want to though.
So when you thought about this before, like you kind of got a name and you just went like, yeah, that one. But this time you felt like you have more of a connection. Like you don't know why you got that name, but you feel more
Right.
connected with this one. So you think you've got it right. You can meditate and try again if you want to.
Yeah, I mean,
You can also open your journal and look at that journal for some help.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay.
I'll consult the book.
As you consult the book, you don't see Bywin in that list, but you do see Adima.
Okay, so I'll let the group know that.
So, Perception if you're looking for Dimma.
Yeah, perception for sure.
Is that for everybody?
19.
If she relays it, but yeah, you walk a couple laps, and that's it. That's the name. This has got to be it. Beefy boy does his thing.
21 for strength, for athletics, and 18 for wisdom.
So you're digging and you're booking it. You're doing real good. You get about halfway down. You don't hear anything.
18 for strength, and a 14 for wisdom.
You're hit the top of the thing. Still a little bit of dirt to go. And you hear, please, I'm so tired.
So are we. He's gonna finish it out. A 20 not for athletics, and a 13 for wisdom.
So you scrape, chunk, hit that metal piece, pry it out, and with it, you're not hit with a force, but you hear a sobbing as you watch something white float out and drift to coil in with the others. And you have 3 symbols. The only thing that remains is the butterfly. The last butterfly.
Alright, I'm gonna concentrate on that one.
Okay?
Is there a way that we can support or give her some type of advantage? Do I have go-go juice in my pack?
I got a 21 on religion for them.
You do have Bardic Inspiration. I don't know how many uses you have left.
Let
Did
me
you mark
see.
that last time?
Oh yeah, everything is. I'm at like low HP. I'm all tapped out.
Okay.
So let's find out.
You get
I have one more Bardic Inspiration.
Save it.
You
Save
get-
it.
Save it.
Gray Within as this name. And you feel really secure in this one. It's not like that one when you were like, oh, yeah, got it. Yeah, sure. This one you feel.
Alright, I'm gonna relay it to the group and look for the stone.
14.
You look. And you look. And all of a sudden, Willie, you look up. And you realize in your searching, you found yourself near that spot where the dread was coming from. And Nabi, you realize you're like 10 feet behind her. And you look up, Willie,
Oops.
and you see a tombstone with a sprocket on it,
Oh no.
with an empty grave.
Does Osum see this?
You see that, I mean, I imagine you're kind of leaning back, but you see them both. I mean, how do you react when Nabi, you look past her and you feel it too, and you see a tombstone and an empty. You don't know what's at the bottom, but you see an open grave.
I'm just gonna go put my hand on Willie's shoulder. Like,
Osum's gonna see you moving towards her and go, back up. Both of you back up.
okay.
Willie just turns around. What does this mean?
It means back up.
And around you, you see a couple more fireflies stop glowing.
Quickly. Back up.
Willie backs up then, finally. But she keeps looking at the grave like she wants to see what's in it.
You don't.
Now he's gonna reach out and like grab whatever parts of Bush and try to like grab her to like pull her back.
Willie, make me a perception as you go back. Nabi, with your perception, you do see a symbol of a scroll with ink coming off the page and forming a butterfly.
Got a 7.
Willie, as you go back, you see the name of I Win underneath yours.
Underneath my what?
Underneath your symbol. You see the
Oh.
name I Win.
I think these are our graves.
Yeah, you think?
I think they're already dug for us.
But I mean, the whole point was to dig them up and get the discs and have the ghosty things go to the pedestal. Maybe since we're already here, we don't have to die and we could just go and join them alive.
I don't like this.
Make me one quick perception, Nabi, as you are talking with Willie, because I assume you're not looking in her eyes.
15.
You see the name Eleni under yours. You see one grave with large horns, one broken and leaking a mist, with the name Hunleft beneath it. And you see a fourth one. This is the only plot with 4 and not 5. With a unicorn, a broken horn, and black smoke coming out and forming its hair. And beneath it, you see the name I Win.
Yeah, these are definitely our graves. Maybe we should stay away from them.
Okay. Well, I mean, the whole point was to, summon this champion and lighting the orb and speaking names. Maybe we just need to speak them. We don't have to necessarily do anything with that.
Speak what names? Our own?
I mean, why not? That's where we're being led to.
I'm not even gonna turn to Ozem and be like, I don't know about this.
One more symbol. Let's finish it. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, we try the other way.
Alright.
And you back away. And as you do, Navi, you do spot that last name. And it's uncomfortably close, but a safe distance from those graves.
I'm just gonna point over and look at Ozem and be like, it's over there.
And my mist cat is yelling at me.
19 for athletics. And an 8 for wisdom.
So you're digging, and you hear. You want to let me rest.
Is something bad gonna happen if I do this?
You don't hear anything else.
Sweet, he's gonna keep going. 20 not nat for athletics. And a 12 for wisdom.
So you're digging, you hit the top of the thing, and you hear, I'm warning you.
What god is this a symbol for?
This is for Grinwyth. Welsh is an interesting language, y'all.
Nabi, just out of curiosity, what are the disciples of this god like?
Religion.
If you happen to know.
Okay.
Tap into that thing that you're coming to understand, Nabi.
16.
These are farmers and harvesters. They believe in cycles, beginnings and ends, and life, growth, and death all in a cycle. Even the symbol of this god, it looks like a butterfly, but the wings form what look like fertile fields ready for harvest.
So, like, not really. I shouldn't be worried, you should say, about.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like here we should be worried no matter what. But aside from that, I don't think that. Why? Why are you asking?
You didn't hear the chuckling?
Did I hear the truck? No, right? Just
For once,
What?
you didn't hear voices. Okay, cool.
no, nope, didn't hear those voices. Are you okay?
I mean, that's pretty subjective. Am I okay? We're not gonna get into that now. Have your daggers out, or have something. He tosses his dagger up to her. It's like, just
Okay. Yeah.
keep your eyes on the statue of Vessal. Keep your
Sure.
eyes on that area that feels bad. And I'm gonna count down and finish this, and something might happen, something might not happen, but here we go.
Okay.
We're gonna find out.
Wild card, bitches.
21 for athletics,
'Kay.
and a 12 for wisdom.
So you flip up, just hardly without even trying. This symbol comes up, you catch it in the air, and you step back right as another rush of energy comes up past you. And it swirls and joins with the others, and remains that amorphous shape near the statue. And nothing else seems to happen yet.
Willie elbows Nabby.
How scary can sowing and reaping be, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's the dream world though, so.
True. Well, let's hurry it up.
Yeah.
Let them get out of that hole. Let's do this.
Ozum was already out of the grave.
So we're gonna put the thingies in the thingy?
I mean, sure. You guys are taller. Climb up there.
Does the cat have anything to say about this?
Do you call him?
Now we're just gonna look over at Willie.
I mean, you should really work on your relationship.
Who, me and the cat?
No,
not you.
no.
I was
me
looking
and
at
the
Punchy.
cat.
She's not
I've been
looking to
asking-
fight.
I've been asking the cat lately. He hasn't been giving me good answers, so he gives you better answers.
At least he talks to both of you. So, will one of you please ask the cat?
You know, I'm around, so when you talk about me like we're not friends, even when I'm not here, I can hear it. And cat appears with his little tail.
I'm not saying we're not friends.
Looking.
I'm just saying you've been a little snarky lately. That's all I'm saying.
Well, look, when you try to, like, summon a demon being to circumvent trials that are sent to make sure you understand this world, yeah, we get a little cranky. But
Well, you're here, and we have
I'm
questions.
here. What can I do for you all?
So we did the thing. We have all the discs.
Mhm.
We are going with the inscription that's on this pedestal. We just want to make sure that nothing bad's gonna happen.
Well,
Ozum will explain some of what was said to him in the graves.
oh, yeah, I mean, the dead just want to rest, you know? And people react to death differently. Some people cry, some people ask for help, some people go like Tazik.
And this is all being relayed to Ozum, right?
Yeah.
And Ozum might have understood why some people beg for it.
That's your thing.
Willie shudders.
Dreamers are weird.
So the you're gonna regret doing that is not cause for concern?
I don't know. You gonna make friends with him? Gonna make it up to him? Gonna ask for forgiveness?
Considering I wasn't the one who killed them, something we can think about, sure.
So we like put the things in the thing, right? And then what happens?
I mean, so you recognize that you all have, like, not done any of this the right way, right? Like, normally, you just pass through here with Vessal because she's with you. You've never had to summon Vessal before because she's just with you.
Oh, this is gonna summon
Yeah.
Vessal?
You just figured that out, that's what we're trying to do.
Do you,
I mean,
you know how to read, right? That's what it says.
I mean, it would have been a lot clearer if it said, you know what? Get Vessal here. Get all riddled.
I haven't paid attention to anything that we're doing except for when you told me to start digging graves, and even I knew the second we walked in here and I saw a statue of Vessal holding an orb. Of course we were going to try to summon her.
It just seems really kind of narcissistic, don't you think?
No.
Vessal
No, it
didn't set
doesn't.
it up. The Dreaming God set it up.
I feel like we need her, so
Yeah, she definitely didn't leave because she wanted to leave.
I mean, she
Well-
really didn't like you guys. Just
That's
saying.
fair. It seems like no
Fair.
one really likes, you know.
I like them.
Yeah.
And it's
well,
not like she picked us on purpose.
And- Ozum, everything's kind of being relayed to you, and you're kind of answering out of... And you realize you do suddenly see the cat, kind of transparently, as if it's not wholly there. But you can kind of see the cat.
He's not going to acknowledge it. He'll let it continue to play out the way that... But he can't hear it, right?
You can... Again, it's
Faintly.
faintly, yeah, it's...
He'll let them keep relaying everything to him, and he won't really... He's not going to say anything. But he'll probably... If it gets any clearer, then he'll probably be answering a little bit quicker because he's fed up with this whole telephone situation. And
Understandably.
you'll probably all figure out once the cat has become exceptionally clear to us and when he's just like firing off talk. Yeah. Yes, we're summoning Vessal. Are we on... We may have done everything else backwards considering Vessal left without warning, but is this the right way to summon her?
I assume, unless the Dreaming God decided that the summoning thing doesn't work. I don't know how the Dreaming God is. They're weird.
I mean, that's win-win. It doesn't work, or we summon her. Nothing bad happens. Let's do it.
That's the best thing you've said yet so far today, Willie.
Willie just stops and leans back and goes, "Thank you.
Question
That wasn't a compliment.
I'm going to take it as one anyways, and you can't stop me. Let's do this.
Your positivity is absolutely astounding, and bravo.
and it
Bad
makes
boy
me want to
is
punch
just
you
not-
in the face.
Yeah, like big beefy boy is just very much not in a good mood right now.
So you all walk back towards this monument. The orb still faintly glowing, and you can't help but notice how few fireflies are still around and how heavy the darkness at the edge lingers. But the stars still twinkle overhead. And as you approach, you watch this shifting form suddenly coalesce into its multiple faces, and it's moving. But you see one prominent face, a humanoid, ghostly shape, holding almost what looks like a tablet in close, a cowl over its skeletal features. As not smoke, but what looks to be various spirits shift within its form. And it watches you as you slowly approach.
Willie strategically stands behind Navi as they walk towards.
Cat, any idea what that is?
That's a collection of unhappy spirits who've like bonded together, I think.
Are we in any danger?
Probably.
Sick.
Nice.
Is there a way to approach the statue of Vessal by, like, skirting around this
You could
spirit?
skirt around it, however, it is standing in front of one of the sides, and you're going to have to go near it to put in at least one of those symbols.
Fair. We'll start with the ones that are not near it.
You move around, and it turns, and the cowl is over its head, and you see white, misty light coming out of its eyes, but its eyes watch you go.
Maybe it's
Sorry.
friendly?
Ozim looks up at it and will say, "You will be able to rest soon. And I'm sorry that I had to disturb you for this. But we're trying to accomplish a task that we will hopefully succeed in your honor."
Make a persuasion check.
Yes! Ha 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 ha! A25.
It watches you, and it looks past you to Nabi and Willie. Do either of you react as its cold, misty white gaze settles on each of
Willie's
you?
just gonna piggyback off of Ozim and go,
Oh, yes. Totally with him. Great one.
Navi just stares at it.
It steps aside.
Willie goes,
It moves slightly out of the way towards the first ring of tombstones and stays watching you, but doesn't make any other movements for the moment.
Ozim will dip his head and kind of bow a little bit at the hip to it, and say thank you. We hope to carry this out well, and we hope to have your blessing as we finish this journey.
And it does not impede you.
He's gonna slap the stones in as quickly as he can.
You slap him in, and nothing happens.
Love that for us.
Well, it was an option. I mean, you kind of made friends with that thing over there. Nice job, by the way. Maybe you can try it again. Maybe we're missing something.
Is there an order to this, Nabi, in all of your little meditations or readings? I probably should have asked before I did this, because who knows. But hindsight 2020.
I
Navi,
got the names in a certain order.
Navi, roll me religion. Willie, just
Okay.
roll me a general intelligence with advantage for reasons.
oh dear.
I got a 10.
I got a 5. I just don't know how to add advantage.
You
You
roll
roll
again.
again.
Oh, okay.
Roll again, take the
Advantage
highest.
or disadvantage. If you're rolling for advantage, you roll twice, you take the highest. For disadvantage, you roll twice and take the lowest.
Got it. Okay. The second one is 8.
Willie, you saw weird little cogworky things in the back of these. That's all you got with that roll.
I mean, maybe it's like a mechanical sequence. I mean, I saw some cogs in there.
Ozim will ask Nabi for his dagger back and pick the ones that he just slapped in out of their spots. and hand them to Willie and say, "Can you match the cog to the statue?"
Kiana.
I assume someone's gonna give you a boost up because
Ozim will
small.
give her a boost up.
Willie, give me. Oh, come on, single brain cell. Give me. This is a tinkering roll, so give me intelligence with advantage.
Okay.
So roll 2 and take the highest.
All right. First one is 18.
Okay.
Second one is a 1.
Thank goodness for that advantage. So yeah, you start looking at these, and you're like, wait, okay, take me over to that one. Okay, yeah, hold on. No, back to that other one. And the whole time this ghost is just like watching you.
She tries not to look at it, even though Ozim's like, they're in good. Just gives me the willies.
He didn't say that they're good.
She's trying her best to convince herself that they're good.
And you plug it in, and you plug it in, and then you're like, okay, hold on. And you do a quarter turn, and you feel it click. And suddenly all the symbols rotate in unison once around. And the orb goes dim. And you hear a voice, neutral if not slightly high-pitched, distant and calm. Speak the names of the dreaming god.
Lily watches this all happen, sees everything click and turn, sees the dimming, goes, oh, hears a voice, and then immediately looks to Nabby. You're on.
So she'll just recite the names of the people, the last ones, the gods that they just got.
Make me
Maybe.
wisdom or religion. Or intelligence. There's a lot of ways you can go with this. You tell me how Nabi's going.
I got a 20 for religion.
Okay. Nat 20 or dirty 20?
Dirty 20.
So you're... Okay, we got the 4. You're looking at the other symbols. You're looking at the book. And suddenly... something starts... Wait. This god, this name, this... There's only one god here. You worship a two-faced god. But this is referred to as a many-faced god. And the names in this journal, it's the same number of symbols on this podium. They all are the name of the dreaming god. And you start reading off the names in this journal. And as you speak them, many of them are complex sounds or with accent marks that you've never seen before, much less pronounced, yet somehow you know how to say them. This is all familiar to you as an understanding that you've never fully grasped comes to you. And at last, you speak the last name. And you stand a moment in silence. But it's not complete silence. You suddenly hear... It's not that you hear, you just for the first time are still enough to perceive the sad, distant, mournful sounds of dozens of spirits, of hundreds of lost souls lying in an unpeaceful rest in this graveyard, dreading an end. The orb in the statue suddenly flares to life with white-blue mist. It swirls slowly at first, and then it speeds up, twisting back in and on itself, speeding up and whirling until the orb itself shatters, and a burst of white mist comes out in a shockwave, much like you saw whenever Vessal went into her rage. Only this mist hits you, and it hits you hard. I need all of you to make a wisdom or a con saving throw.
17.
17.
16. This energy slams into you, and all three of you pass out immediately. And you wake. You don't know how much longer later, to the feeling of something soft tickling your cheek. One by one, you slowly come to and find yourself in the middle of a field of flowers, which stretches in a wide circular expanse to the edges of mist. It's peaceful and still, save for the faintest breeze that rustles the petals and leaves in your hair. You don't know how much time has passed, but you are aware of a fourth body in this space with you.
Quick question. Is the bug that was in Ozum is gone now, right?
You haven't felt it?
I thought there was... Yeah, I thought there had been an episode where we had said something that, like, you felt that the thing was gone. But I can't remember.
Felt a sting in your vision. And
Okay.
you felt a sting, and you watched a black-purple mist come out of it.
Okay. Ozum is gonna kind of, like... He's gonna swat it. The feeling on his face.
And you smush a flower, which is weird green-purple iridescent. Just the whole thing into your face, and a bit of pollen just across your...
He sneezes. Believe it or not, he's allergic to pollen.
And it's bad. There's a big, like, orange smear of it.
He sneezes multiple times, and he has, like, the aggressive dad sneeze. That's basically like a scream. So sorry if you were resting peacefully.
Well, that definitely wakes Willie up, because first she was just like feeling the tickle going,
Yeah.
and then like she just hears, ah! And she looks around, is very surprised it is the most pleasant thing they've seen since they've been stuck in here. Is it like sunny, or is it just a bunch of flowers?
It's bright. It's not like direct sun. The mist is very far away, though it does seem ominously dark. But it's distant. You're in a perfectly circular field. About 20 feet in front of you and to the right is a small shrub. And about 40 feet beyond that is a tree. And then there's another 60 feet beyond that to where the mist is.
Well, Willie is going to absentmindedly pick the flower that was tickling her. Just put it behind her ear as she looks around. You said that they felt another presence in there,
So,
correct?
yes.
So
two
she's
quick-
gonna just... Oh, go ahead.
Two quick thing. You like see that, you tuck it behind your ear, you look back. There's an identical shrub and tree behind you to the left, which is weird.
Okay.
But then you look down and there is another person laying in this field with you.
She starts walking on all fours, just like crawling over, assuming it's Rook, going, "Hey! Hey, Rook!" And goes to reach out.
You reach out, still a little groggy from what happened, and you touch not Rook, but Vessal. She's lying unconscious. There are strange burns across her body, or rashes. Some kind of irritation on her skin. And she's laying kind of on her side with her back to you, and when you shake her, she drops back, and across her face, from the corner of her jaw, up across her cheek, and swirling around and above one eye and her nose, is a shimmering, roiling, angry tattoo of dark purple.
Lily's gonna pop up from the field because I'm assuming it's kind of scaring her.
Hey, I found her! Vessal's here! She's all blacked out, though.
Is there a free space on her cheek, or is it all just some purple roiling tattoo?
Like, from here, I don't know where this cuts off, like, almost this whole side of her face is tattoo, and it spills slightly over her nose, so there's emptiness on this side, but this is all dark black and purple. And
Lily
she
is going to maneuver her hand, it's small enough, to the clear spot and just go pat, pat, pat.
Vessal! Vessal, wake up!
She gives a very faint murmur, but seems to be very much out. I will say, you wake up, and you have been out long enough that you can give yourself the benefits of a short rest. So, Willie, you can roll, if you look at the top of your thing, you can roll hit dice. Oh my goodness, my thing is being very grumpy. Oh, it logged me out. That's why it's being very grumpy. But you can do the short rest, and I don't know how many hit dice you have at this level. I think it's 3 or 4. You can choose to roll all or none of those. Those are dice that you get to use when you take a short rest.
Okay.
And I'm not do your bardic inspirations restore on a short rest or a long rest? I'm checking. Features and traits. Per long rest. So you still only have 1 bardic inspiration, but you can regain some hit points, which I think a couple of you probably need.
Muchly needed.
Nabi, what have you been doing? As Ozan sneezes and Willie scurries around.
So Ozen's kind of jolts Nabi up, and she looks around, and she's just kind of observing everything, trying to figure out where the hell we are and what just happened. And she sees Willie kind of messing with Vessal a little bit, and walks over and smacks her in the face to try to wake her up, but in a healing way.
Roll it if you're doing the healing, the punch of heals.
The punch of heals. For 4.
For 4? So you...
Yep.
And you see some of these weird burns or rashes on her body do seem to kind of get less angry, but she is still out.
Well, I tried, and she sits down on the floor.
It's Big Boy's turn. All right. What's this lad gonna do? He's gonna crack a little whip right next to her ear.
Do it. Don't
Do I
roll
need
in
to-
that one.
Oh, and do you want an attack roll, or do you want...
Do an attack roll just because I need to know if it's nat 1.
Or else he's whipping himself on his ass. It's gonna be great. It is not a 1. I'm so sorry to disappoint you. Disappoint everybody with that. It is a 13.
Yeah, so you crack it right above her head, and it is loud, and it echoes, and even some of the flowers around him, like some petals come off. And you see her like, but she is out.
He's gonna do it again.
Do it again.
A 24.
24. This one's even louder. And you see her, even unconscious, flinch. But she doesn't wake.
So he's gonna pull out the water skin that she gave them and is going to try to open her mouth and pour some in there.
So, you, I assume, lift her head, or are you just being mean?
He'll be nice because he already knows that she doesn't like him, and if this manages to work, he'd rather that it is a pleasant way to wake up than a bad way to wake up, and then maybe that will score him some brownie points and she won't hate him as much.
So you lift her head and pour water, and she does seem to take some, and she mutters something. she's not waking. Roll
Can
me.
we lean
Anyone
in
who's
and listen?
watching, roll medicine or perception.
I have another potion of healing.
19 for medicine.
She looks wrecked, Nabi. It's not just this new tattoo. This new tattoo is raised and almost welted, but her eyes are sunken, her cheeks are hollow. It looks like she's been through something incredibly traumatic that is more than just missing hit points.
I don't know, guys. She seems pretty done.
It'd be nice if Whip was here.
Could you pull out the compass, Willie, and let us know what it's doing?
Sure. Pulls it out.
You pull out the compass and you watch, the cool little thing that happens is you hold it up and it kind of, you see mist, whoop, only it forms a perfect circle above the porcelain face.
And Ozan can see this happening, right?
Mm-hmm.
He just goes, okay, I figured as much.
With
What
that
did you figure?
roll, Navi, you also notice that the most irritated parts of Vassal's skin have a lot of this orange pollen on them.
So I'm gonna relay that to the group. Like maybe it's the pollen that's affecting her somehow. Get that up?
Is the pollen affecting Ozan's face where it's... He crushed the flower against him?
Seems fine.
But it's not causing, like, irritation or burns?
Not yet.
Okay. Not yet! Okay!
Who knows?
Yeah.
It's just pollen. I mean, it's making you
he-
sneeze.
Yes. He will take a little bit of the water and try to rinse, like, a tiny section off, like a dampen a cloth and try to wipe it off and see if...
It wipes off her skin, but you notice that, like, she's been laying in this a while and it's just kind of all over. And you start to look down and, like, it's clinging to all of your boots and legs. It's on your side where you were in there. Willie, you've got some on your face because you had a flower for a pillow.
I don't know, maybe we should pick her up and get her out of here. I don't think water's gonna cut it.
I don't think we should leave right now.
Okay, well, what do you propose we do?
I mean, the compass made a circle.
Yeah, but
Yeah, I
we'll
don't-
do that if we take her with us.
There's no arrow.
Yeah, that's true.
There's no, it's not telling us to go to a doorway, and it's, the compass is pulsing steadily, right? It's not like it's blinking rapidly.
Willie checks. I'm assuming it is.
Excuse me. It's slow, steady, but it is a perfect circle.
With no, and yeah, so there's no arrow
No,
indicating
it's
anything.
like a halo.
Yeah, okay.
Perfectly thin halo that's slightly pulsing.
Ozam does have a bedroll that he will, like, he'll stamp down a patch of flowers and lay the bedroll out and put Vessal on it and, like, try to dust as much pollen off of her as he can as he does this and keep it off of the bedroll. And he
Willie
will...
watches him do this and stamp these flowers, and it's just like,
Make a dexterity saving. Dexterity check, not saving. And Willie, as you're watching, make me a perception.
A 14.
Okay, yeah, you stomp these flowers down pretty good. You get down the bedroll. You're like, yeah, it's good. Put Vessal down, start wiping her down. What'd you get, Willie?
No, he's...
Nat 20? You watch him stomp, and the pollen goes up in the air and starts to slightly float down. And then he turns to go and pick up Vessal, and you watch any time a flower is even slightly knocked, pollen goes up in the air and starts to float and drift around. And every little movement is knocking up more pollen.
holds out her hand. She's like, I think you're making it worse.
I mean, we're already covered in it. There's really no way out of here, so even if we were moving to get out, we'd still be doing the same thing. So unless you can, like, I don't know, freeze the flowers or something, can you control the weather in here? I don't know.
Can you?
No, clearly not, so I'm doing the next best thing.
The next best thing. And Willie just goes,
Use your words.
I don't need words to blow pollen. At least I'm doing something.
What do you think I'm doing? Trying to help this woman who very much does not like me.
I know what you're doing. You're trying to get in good before she wakes up, which is probably a good idea.
Yes, it is a good idea.
Well, I guess wash her off. I'll try and just wave this away.
and she just starts helicoptering around.
No,
the
don't
space
do
trying to
that.
clear-
Don't do that. Just let it settle. But like, Ozim is doing this so that he's trying to avoid getting it on the bedroll, so she's on like a relatively pollen-free surface. So he dusts her off before he puts her on the bedroll. He does have a healer's kit. And since it doesn't seem like they're in much danger here, could I use that?
Yeah, you can use the healer's kit to, treat some of these burns or rashes or whatever they are, try to, like, soothe it down. Nabi, what are you doing while they're bickering?
Watching.
Roll me wisdom or religion as your mind is wandering as you're watching all this.
7 in religion.
Yep.
Dice is not my friend today.
Yeah, you watch them work, kind of shake your head. Don't forget, both you and Willie do have a question to ask the mist per long rest. So just a reminder, you have that out there. You don't have to ask the cat. You actually get to ask the mist. Ozum, make me a medicine check as you go to treat all these things.
14.
Yeah, you do a pretty good job. You're wiping the pollen off. You're putting on salve, the really irritated parts. You wrap up. Her face, though, she's covered in tattoos. And even when yours were fresh, they were a little bit raised, a little bit irritated. But this looks like a rash bordering on infection. Like whatever is in the ink of this tattoo doesn't want to stay in her skin.
Ooh. This is gonna be... Ozim is going to take out his dagger and puncture a little bit of the tattoo.
You puncture it, and a little bit of black-purple mist comes out, along with a dab of blood.
Does Vessal react?
She winces away in her sleep and mutters, "Roll me perception."
18.
You hear her get, "Run away." And then she is gone again.
Run away, okay. From where he's standing, does he see anything that looks like an exit? Or is there any... You said the mist looks really far away, right?
Roll me a perception check.
19.
19. So it's 20 feet to a bush, 40 feet to a tree, and then 40 feet from the bush to the tree, and then another 60 feet from the tree to the mist. And looking back now, the mist has definitely gone from bright white early on to a darker color here, and this is still gray, but kind of a purple tinged gray all the way around. And you look, and it just looks the same all across, just flowing. And you look up and it forms a perfect dome overhead, about
Just
120
since
feet above you.
just since you mentioned it, Ozum's gonna jump a little bit.
Make me athletics.
That is a 21.
You jump. Pollen comes up.
Okay. But no floating.
No floating.
He's gonna turn to Nabi and Willie and say, we need to make a run for it.
Make a Constitution saving throw as you say this.
I don't like you sometimes, Kay.
Just
18.
asking. Yeah. You say we need to make a run for it.
Well, what do you mean, right now? With Vessal in the bedroll?
You grab one end, I'll grab the other, kind of thing.
I think we need to leave her.
We just got her back.
Yeah, we just got her back.
I think we need to leave her.
You're the only one that really knows what we're supposed to be doing. We
I
went through a
don't
whole
feel like
ritual with her.
Leaving her is a good idea.
I know.
Willie, make me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh boy.
Please don't let the gnome lose her guts.
19.
Keep going.
You know what? Just give me a minute. Give me a minute.
She kneels in front of us all.
And is there a way to do I have the spell slots for detect thoughts?
No, I don't.
Have they noticed that the mist has changed color?
Yeah, it's if you look, especially if you point it out.
Cat,
Yes.
do we leave her?
Leave her. You need her.
She told me to run.
Doesn't
Wait,
seem
can you-
like a
can
place
you hear
should
the cat
need to
now?
run. Yeah, the green one's missing, and I mean, it was fun for a while.
What was fun for a while?
Keeping him on the outside. I still don't trust you. You still smell like purple.
It's fine. I know what you mean by that, and I wish that I didn't. And I can justify myself any which way, and it probably won't make any difference, but
Oh, you can justify yourself all you want. I just don't trust you to not return to him when we get down to business.
I would never.
I'm not
I
saying
would
it's your
never.
choice.
What does the cat mean by that?
Ozum doesn't answer. He just looks at the cat.
Also very confused.
Alright,
Nabi,
let me
roll
break it down.
me wisdom if you want. If you're pondering this out, we'll see if the dice like you.
Ozum, how close is Ozum to the cat?
16.
They're not keeping super far away from you,
Mm-hmm.
but, not sitting at your feet. You're probably 10, 15 feet.
And how close are Willie and Nabi to me?
So he's sitting kind of on the other side of them, so they're,
Oh,
I don't know
fuck,
how
okay.
close you are. Yeah, no one's super spread out.
Then
He's kind of
Ozum's just gonna
bats at
say it.
That sort of thing.
Ozum's gonna say it out loud for everybody. He was gonna try to just whisper this to the cat, but he's gonna say, I will be dead before I go back to him, willingly or not.
Nabi, you're picking up a lot of patterns. And you've definitely noticed color's important. And in that vision, that place exploded in black and purple. And the mists that you've traveled through have consistently gotten more black and more purple.
Yeah.
And the Supreme muttered about needing to free everyone, and there being more worlds. I need all of you to make me a Constitution saving throw.
I got a 9.
15.
I got an 8.
Willie, you suddenly feel like a burning across behind your ear and across your face. And you take 3 points of fire damage. Nabi, your hand starts to ache. But it's like cold. And you take 4 points of cold damage. As you look down at this thick orange pollen that's clinging to your skin. And you start to look now and it's everywhere.
Maybe Big Beefy Boy is right, and we should maybe just leave. Yeah.
But we have to take her, and the only one that can carry her is him.
Yes.
This is also true.
He's going to. Ozum is already moving to pick her up.
Willie just bats the flower out from under her ear and goes like, well, let's go.
Cat,
Yes?
any particular way to do this?
I mean, the compass usually points a direction if it's pointing every direction.
There's. Okay.
If it's pointing everywhere, we just pick a feature. Anywhere.
Wherever you guys go, I'll follow you.
Ozum's already just making it a break for the mist to try to get away.
So all of you make me an athletics check.
Also
25.
a 9.
What did you get, Willie?
Lucky 13.
Okay. And all of you make me a Constitution saving throw.
Getting nervous in the service.
21.
Yeah, 12. Me and the dice are not
18.
friends today.
What'd you get, Willie?
18.
I'm sorry, 18 or 16?
18.
18. Okay. So, you all start booking it, and Ozum, you're just trucking. It is not an issue for you. You all start to feel like faintly itchy irritation. Nabi, you feel something spark across your skin as you take 2 points of thunder damage. And you look up, and you haven't moved. You're still in the center of the field.
Figured.
Make me a perception check.
All of us or just Nabi?
Whoever is you think has noticed, like
12.
21.
the mists are closer to the tree than they were.
I'm just gonna keep running.
Everyone is running. Make me an athletics check and a constitution saving throw.
Ozum will also kind of, as he's doing this, like, he has Vessal thrown over one of his shoulders so that he can kind of, with his free hands, tie the rope around his waist and let it kind of drag behind him. He knows that there's pollen is going to get on it, but he'd rather you two be able to grab it if you need to. And the bed, like, he can even, he has the bedroll ready and you can sit on it and he'll just pull you as he runs. It's easier for him to do a little resistance training by running rather than carrying both of you along with Vessal. So magic carpet ride anybody? Like,
Vessal
Willie's
is not
gonna get
having
on
luck
that.
with that dice, so I'm getting that one away.
I will gladly roll as many athletics checks as you would like for me, Kay, for him to be able to do a little sleigh ride.
Willie is hopping on that bedroll and not even
I
thinking
am
twice.
all about it.
Okay, so Willie, are you hopping on the magic carpet instead of
Oh, yeah.
running? Okay.
It's a bedroll, right? It's not a sleeping bag.
Yeah, no, it's a
Yeah.
bedroll.
Okay, I was about to burrow into that.
So make me a dexterity to see if you could scrabble onto this.
Okay.
And Nabi, what did you roll?
For a con save, I rolled 18, and for athletics, I rolled 13.
Okay.
I got 12.
12. Okay. Willie, you almost eat it, but you like scrabble on, right? You're okay. Willie, what was your con save? And Ozum, what was your con save?
Oh, let me check.
18 for con save.
Okay.
13.
13. Willie, you take 2 points of fire damage. It's just things start burning. You want to scratch and wipe it off, but it's not helping. And you look up, Ozum, and you're still booking it, but now that you've got both Vessal and Willie, you're not quite as fast as you normally would be. You and Nabi are keeping very equal pace, but you look up, and the mist has just reached the outer branches of that tree.
If Willie is not, or if Nabi is also not sitting on the bedroll, then Ozum is just going to carry Willie and Vessal.
Scoop her under an arm.
Yeah, they're both under an arm. Like, yeah,
Yep.
Willie, you can attach
Spider
yourself
monkey
wherever
on.
you feel the need to.
It just crabs onto their waist.
That's fair. You could probably fit in one of his pockets. Let's be real, like, because then that will be a little bit easier.
I mean, if there is a hidey hole for her to stuff at least part of her body so she's not getting burned, she's gonna do it.
Roll me an intelligence check, Willie. I know.
Am I
what
smart
I'm
enough to
well
get
aware
into
of
a
what I'm
pocket?
asking. I'm well aware of what I'm asking.
All right. Let me roll. 19, 20, 21, 22.
This pollen is already all over you. Like, it's not that more is getting on you, it's that it is on your skin.
There's no way to like grab Ozum's water skin and try to sploosh it off of me.
You can try to do that while he's running. It's gonna be a dexterity check at disadvantage.
Ugh.
And Ozum will be out of water.
You have your own water skin.
Oh yeah, but I don't want to use mine.
We haven't had.
If Ozum does say that, that's how she's responding.
Everyone, athletics check if you're gonna keep running, and Constitution saving throw.
That includes me, yes?
Mm-hmm.
You're not running.
Well, no, yeah, but you do have to make a Constitution saving throw.
Ooh, nat 20,
Nat 20.
for my athletics. And a 10 for my constitution saving throw.
A
I
dirty
didn't do
20
either.
for my constitution. And a 21 for athletics.
You and Navi just book it. You are side by side going. Sorry, Navi, what was your con save? It was not that good.
10.
10?
Yeah.
So, Navi, you and Willie both take 3 points of acid damage as this starts cutting into your skin. And it feels different from before. It's almost like the same kind of damage is not hitting you. You look up, and the tree is gone, vanished in the mist. There's that scraggly bush nearby. But you look behind, and the tree on that side is gone. And that mist is almost to that scraggly bush. And you look up, and the mist is much lower overhead. And you can feel the walls of the mist starting to close in the more you run. Do you keep going?
Yeah.
Athletics and Constitution.
Were the walls closing in when we weren't moving?
Roll me
We're changing.
wisdom.
Okie doke. Brain cell, let's do this.
21 for Constitution.
I got a 19.
No, it wasn't closing in until you started running. Seems like the more you move, the smaller the space gets.
I got a 7 for athletics.
Okay.
10 for constitution.
Willie just yells out,
Stop running! Just stop running for 1 second!
18 for Athletics.
So, Ozum, you book it, and Nabi, you're like, you like, this burning starts to get into your lungs, and it's getting harder to breathe. And you put your head down and power through it, and you look up, and Ozum's just like 2 steps ahead of you. And Ozum, even though you booked it, you turn around, and Nabi is just like 2 steps behind you, coughing.
Dying.
Nabi and Willie, you both take 5 points of radiant damage as something bright sparks across your skin and leaves this phantom scorching pain.
I'm mad now. Let's stop moving.
Willie
Bush
just yells
has
out
now
to stop
vanished.
moving.
She said to run.
Yeah, but this wasn't closing in when we were standing still.
And pain.
We have to get into the mist anyways to get out of here. There's no other way out. It's okay that it's closing in. There's nowhere else to go.
Are we getting any closer though?
Yes.
Are we?
Willie, you feel like you were standing in the exact same spot. You can see that hollow where Ozum tamped down the flowers to put out the bedroll.
She points it out. She's like,
You think we're getting there?
Yes, but as the mist is getting closer to us, even if we are not moving or perceiving that we are moving, the mist is getting closer and we need to hit the mist. We'll throw your compass up as soon as we get close enough, and hopefully, a doorway will open.
Willie just starts like coughing 'cause she's messed up. And she holds up the compass with one hand and pulls out the potion of greater healing that we got in the library with Rook. And just goes like, I mean, I hope you're right.
Greater healing is 44 plus 4, correct?
You tell me.
Relatively certain. So roll 4d4, and you'll add 4 to that roll.
D4, where is it? D4, there we go.
Nabi, do you need a potion?
Yes.
I have to roll
Yeah.
it 4 times?
I will give you a potion.
4 rolls of 4,
Thank
and then you
you.
add those together.
Okay.
Ozum hands Nabi a potion.
Yeah, I'm also gonna do the thing.
It's just a regular potion of healing.
So that's 2d4 plus 2.
Okay. That is a total of 10.
4d4 plus 4 for you, correct, not Willie?
Yeah.
Cool. So you get 10 points of healing,
Ooh, I
Plus
need
2
it.
is 8.
8 points of healing for you.
I only
Thank
have
you.
2 more potions, so
I
Oh,
have one more if you need it.
I forgot. I need both of you to roll a d20.
Ooh, who's both?
Both of you who took a potion.
I
I got a 12.
I got a 1.
oh fuck.
Willie, you chug this thing, and you get 5 points of healing out of it, and you start like, it tastes terrible. It tastes so bad. Nabi, you start vomiting. On the spot, you feel tiny little legs crawling down your throat as if thousands of little insects,
Oh!
and it does not heal you.
Great.
No.
It's a bad time, fam.
Willie, do you have any healing spell slots left?
I think so. Let me see.
I believe you have healing touch or healing word. If nothing else, I know you have healing word.
Yes, I do. I could totally hit Nabby with that.
What about you?
I think that I'm faring better than you, possibly.
What are your hit points?
I'm
at
26 out of 45.
I'm at 16.
Oh, Din
Yeah,
really needs
please
more
take
help.
care of yourself. Thank you.
I'm at 48 out of 59, so don't worry. Those
Beefy
fine.
boy has some con. So you, Navi, you're just doubled over vomiting. Willie, you give yourself a little bit of healing with what do you sing to make yourself feel better with this healing word?
Staying alive.
So happy I asked. What do you do?
And that's a total of 3.
Better than nothing.
Yep.
What do you do?
Cat, do
You're
we keep
asking me?
running?
Well, it doesn't look like you want to stay here.
Exactly. Okay. Just checking that I'm not doing the wrong thing.
I mean, I don't know, I'm not a dreamer. This stuff doesn't. And he starts swatting at a plant, and pollen starts.
Let's not do that.
But it's fun.
It is. Yes, it is. Pollen is great.
Fun.
Really great. Ozum kind of pauses for a second. And he kind of... We're still close to where he'd already tamped down the flowers, right?
Mhm.
He's gonna start
Make a
digging.
Constitution saving throw.
He's gonna start digging with his hands.
Okay. All of you make
21.
a Constitution saving throw.
21.
You start digging. Flowers come up. Dirt comes up.
Got an 8.
How did Vessal do? Okay, Vessal did fine that time. This is a good dice for Vessal.
I'm dying.
I got a 12.
You both take 5 points of poison damage. Vessal stirs over your shoulder, Ozum. Run, run, run.
Okay. Fuck, okay. We have to keep going.
Willie is just flagging at this point, and she just muttered, like, she can't even yell it out anymore. In her voice, she just goes, "We're not gonna make it."
Navi's gonna use a key point and healing punch herself in the face, and then like wake yourself up and get up to start running.
And now, even despite the various things, you're all just itching all over. Your lungs are starting to burn as this pollen is like in your mucous membranes.
Before they start running again, Ozum's gonna like pick up a clod of dirt and like pack it together, and he's gonna throw it as hard as he can towards the mist just to see.
Athletics check.
Yeah. Uh, 19.
Vanishes into the mist.
Okay. That's promising. No, that won't work. Yes, I was in fact just contemplating throwing Willie into the mist, but then I realized that that was a terrible idea. Just trying to throw her with the compass out so she would just go.
I mean, it's not a bad idea. Sorry.
Cat, does someone have to be holding the compass for it to open a door?
I mean, unless you have Vessal that does her little... Or you're me. Vanishes, appears somewhere else.
But does...
Make a Constitution saving throw.
Yes, if I was to attach this compass to a clod of dirt and throw it towards the mist, would it open a portal, or would I just lose the compass?
I don't know anyone's ever done that. I don't know if you need a dreamer to do that or not.
Okay, so I will not do it because you're not sure. Okay.
You have 5.
17. Listen
What'd you get,
here,
Willie?
truly.
What'd you get, Willie?
Lucky 13.
You all take 2 points of necrotic damage as something dark shoots through you.
And Ozum's gonna start running.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow.
Athletics check.
Nat 20, baby, 26.
Nice. I got a 12. Good. Double digits. Moving on up.
So, Ozum, you get just about to the edge of the mist. Nabi, you're right behind him. You catch up just a minute later, panting as this is just searing your throat and your lungs. And you look behind you, and the mist is just beyond your reach in all directions, just barely above your heads, especially yours, Ozum. Make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, get that compass ready.
Oh,
Nat 20 again! Baby, 25 for that con saving throw.
I
I got 15.
16.
you both take 6 points of thunder damage as
6!
it feels like something is trying to break out of your skin. But the mist wall is
The
right
gnome is
before you.
about to die.
Nope.
Like, I'm at the razor's edge.
The monk is not far off.
Do you hold out the compass, Willie?
I don't think I can.
Ozum is holding out the compass. His arm's
You-
long.
You rip the compass out from her, you hold it out. Nothing happens.
Why?
Vessal, now would be a great time for some insight. Do we just go in? Cat, do we just go in?
Cat's gone. There's just barely, you can just barely see a faint circle of flowers around you, and the mist is just. But Ozum, your arms are long. You hold the compass up to it, nothing happens, but you do seem to sink slightly into the mist.
Well, we know we can go in it. We watch Rook go in it.
But you don't get a hit of cold.
Then Ozum goes in.
You step forward. Nabi, do you follow? You're slightly behind him. Ozum steps into the mist, and even before you fully finish your step, mist surrounds you. And that's where we'll pick up next week. And painfully, not next week, in 2 weeks.
Oh,
That's gonna be so rough.
Whew.
dude.
Sorry we ran a little long, y'all. I wanted to get you out of that flower field before we went on. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. Let's do really, really quick outros so we can get people on their way. Thank you so much to everyone watching. Thank you so much to our viewers. Thank you to our amazing players. Don't forget, if you'd like to support these amazing people and all the pain they just went through, we do have a tip link. Quick round of shout outs. We have D'Angelo, who is not currently here, but will be back when we come back in 2 weeks. Sophie, tell us about you.
I'm Sophie. I play Ozum. My pronouns are she, her. You can find me at Subatomic Mints on Twitter. Thank you.
Cassandra.
Cozy Spoon is the name. Willie is the game. She's still alive. And Testin's still in. Come back
Barely.
in 2 weeks.
Nabi.
Hey everybody, I'm Jen. I play Nabi, who is not having her way with rolls today. So
It's
yeah,
rough. And this was your
Yeah.
chance to shine, too. This was your thing.
know.
This was your thing.
Not cool, man. Not cool.
And
Thanks
I'm
for
Kay
being here,
Purcell. I've been your DM for the evening. You can find me at Twitter at KDamnFear. You can find David, my amazing, silent, except for in the chat, CoDM at Full Rubber Ducky. Thank you to our players. Extra special thank you to our mods, David, Dane, Kato, and Emily. We could not do the stream without you all. Thank you for spending your evening with us. We are in the dramatic rush to the end of this. However, scheduling, we have to take 2 weeks off, so we will not see you again until November 30th. So we will be back November 30th and December 7th to wrap this up. Sorry, y'all, but that's how life is. I am so excited to have Rook back and see what he's been up to and maybe answer some of the questions of what's been going on here. Thank you all for hanging out. I'm going to end the stream and raid you all over to Shakar, which I think is still going. Thank you all for watching, and we will see you on the 30th.